The last model of the KAD series, also being the longest video so far of this whole model series lineup. The Opel Diplomat B, produced from March 1969 to early 1977, was the top tier model in Opel's executive KAD series, also known as the Captain, Admiral and the Diplomat. Designed as the flagship of the lineup, the Diplomat B offered superior performance, equipment and refinement over its siblings, and stood as Opel's most prestigious car of the era, often compared to models from Mercedes-Benz and even BMW. Although all three KAD-B models shared the same basic body and chassis, the Diplomat B distinguished itself with V8 engine options, exclusive features and an emphasis on comfort and prestige. Positioned at the top, the Diplomat B was aimed at company executives, state officials and private buyers seeking a blend of German build quality and American-style power and luxury, a legacy of GM's influence on Opel's upper-range cars. As said before, the Diplomat B shared its body shell with both the Admiral B and the Captain B, continuing the KAD B series' slightly reduced dimensions compared to the predecessors, as this car had a length of 4 meters and 91 centimeters, a width of 1 meters and 85 centimeters, and had a weight of approximately 1525 to around 1700 kilograms for the V8. Styling was similar across the KAD models, with dual horizontal headlights and a white chrome grille, though the Diplomat typically featured more chrome accents, a vinyl roof which was optional or standard depending on the year, and luxury-specific trim details. The overall look was elegant and understated, a blend of European restraint and American luxury influences. And 3 years after 1969, the Diplomat underwent a slight facelift in September 1972, with the Opel emblem moving to the radiator grille. The Diplomat B was offered a significantly more upmarket interior than the Captain or the Admiral B. High-quality materials like wood veneer accents, plush cloth or optional leather upholstery, and thicker sound insulation added to the luxury feel. Standard or optional equipment included automatic transmission, power steering, while accessories included air conditioning, an electric sunroof, leather interior, and electric windows, as well as mirrors adjustable from the inside with electric options, and also H4 halogen headlights and an electronic antenna integrated into the windshield, which actually later became standard in the Diplomat from summer of 1971. The rear seats of the car were generously proportioned, and the cabin overall was optimized for quietness, comfort and long-distance cruising. In contrary to the other cars, the Diplomat B was the only KAD B model to offer V8 engines, though it also came with 6-cylinder configurations, especially during the mid to later years of the production. It all started with the Diplomat 2800E, which used Bosch's D-Jetronic fuel injection, therefore giving the car 165 horsepower, 226 Nm, and a 0 to 100 time of 10.5 for the 4-speed manual to 11.5 for the 3-speed automatic, also having a different top speed of 185 for the 3-speed automatic to 190 km an hour for the 4-speed manual. And also the fuel consumption was lower for the 4-speed manual at 13 liters and higher for the 3-speed automatic at 14 liters per 100 kilometers. This actually was the only inline-6 engine that was available. For the Captain B, if you haven't seen that video as well, please check it out. But in the Admiral, you also had the 2800E, but in the Captain, you had the 2800S, which was still a carbureted engine with 140 horsepower, and that never got this engine, just like the Admiral B had. Besides this engine, the Diplomat, as said before, also had the V8, which was Chevrolet's 5.4 liter small block V8, and this actually, in my opinion, didn't have that much more power in horsepower as that 230 horsepower, but it did have almost twice the amount of torque at 427 Nm. This engine whatsoever was only paired with a 3-speed automatic Therefore also the 0 to 100 times wasn't that much different from the 4-speed manual in the 2.8 liter injection, as the 0 to 100 time was between 8.5 to 9 seconds, and the top speed therefore also wasn't that much higher at 205 kilometers an hour. Fuel consumption wise, Opel actually said it was 13.5 liters per 100 kilometers. This could easily be between 17 to 20 liters per 100 kilometers in city driving or for short trips. Between 1969 and 1977, Opel produced 21,021 units of the Diplomat B. While it was the least produced of the Cat B trio, it was the most expensive, and its lower volume was expected given its luxury positioning and price and higher price tag. The Diplomat B helped Opel position itself as a serious contender in the executive segment, although it never quite reached the brand prestige of Mercedes-Benz. Still, it found favor with government official fleets, CEOs and enthusiasts looking for discreet yet powerful transportation. In the last year of its production, since April 1976, Opel ceased production of the Admiral B, leaving the Diplomat B as the sole remaining part of the KAD model until early 1977. Production of the Diplomat B ended in 1977 in July, and to continue the Diplomat production while managing costs, Opel used leftover Admiral B body shells to build the final batch of 6-cylinder Opel Diplomat B models. These late production cars were nearly identical to the Admiral B in terms of body structure, differing only in trim, equipment and badging. And this efficient approach allowed Opel to wind down the KAD series while preparing for its arrival of its successor, the Opel Senator, in 1978. You also had the Opel Diplomat Lang, and this is among the rarest and most exclusive models in Opel's post-war history. One car that you cannot miss out on. It was a long wheelbase version of the already prestigious Diplomat B, produced in very limited numbers. The Diplomat Lang was aimed at government use, chauffeur-driven executive, and export markets that demanded extra rear legroom and presence. The Lang version extended the wheelbase of the Diplomat B by approximately 15 centimeters, being somewhat comparable to an SEL made by Mercedes-Benz. This also allowed Opel to compete, at least in niche circles, with the likes of long wheelbase versions of the at that time Mercedes-Benz W108 or 109 SELs and BMW's stretched E3 sedans. Because the Diplomat Lang was special order model, exact production figures are unknown, but estimates suggest fewer than only 150 units were ever built, making it one of the rarest Opel production vehicles of the post-war period. This car was also only powered by the 5.4 liter V8, being between 75 and 200 kilograms heavier at 1720 kilograms at least, and being 15 centimeters longer at 5 meters and 7 centimeters. This also gave the car a slightly lower top speed of 200 km an hour, a 0 to 100 time also a bit slower but still at a reasonable 10 seconds, while also having a higher fuel consumption of around 15.5 liters per 100 kilometers due to the higher weight and bigger dimensions. And besides this version, the KAD family still offers some rarities, as the Opel Diplomat CD from 1969, you also had the Frue Diplomat Coupe, also from 1969, the Frue Diplomat CD from 1970, the 1971 to 1975 Intermeccanica Indra with 125 units made, the most popular 1973 to 1979 Bitter CD with 395 units made from late summer 1973. Bitter, with the support of Opel and Bauer, built a coupe called the Bitter CD, and this was actually conceptually similar to the Indra, with the Diplomat's 5.4 liter 8-cylinder engine and a hatchback body with pop-up headlights. And also in 1971, Opel had 4 Diplomat convertibles built for VIP transport, and these conversions were carried out by Carrozzeria Visore and Karman. And also for ZDF broadcasting teams, the Vogt body shop in Bad Neuenahr converted several cars into fastback sedans with hatchback and larger tailgates, increasing the trunk volume to up to 850 liters and a total weight 2105 kilograms at max. Vogt also produced several station wagon conversions and hearses based on the KAD, as well as several ambulances whose floor assemblies were initially extended in Bad Neuenahr before the bodywork was manufactured at Meissen in Bonn. And during Opel's factory participation in Rally in 1970, there were 3 factory-provided Admiral station wagons. They can be seen, among other things, in promotional films by the Opel Euro dealer team, although it is unknown whether these were factory or Vogt conversions. Competition-wise, also as said before, by the Opel Admiral B and the Captain B, the primary competitor was the Mercedes-Benz W108 or 109, and an interesting part was that in 1970 in April, the Diplomat V8 with a 3-speed automatic transmission cost 21,557 Deutsche Marke, which adjusted to inflation corresponds to a value of 46,400 euros in today's currency. And the comparable Mercedes 300 SEL 3.5 with 200 horsepower as well and air suspension was over 35% more expensive at 29,634 Deutsche Marke, which corresponds to around 63,800 euros in today's money, really showing that Opel actually made a fairly affordable luxury car. Besides Mercedes, you also had the BMW E3 New 6 sedans, Jaguars with its XJ Series 1 and 2, and also, although being positioned a bit lower, Peugeot with its 604 and Volvo with its 164, similarly positioned in European sedans. Though Opel lacked the premium image of its rivals, the Diplomat B offered an excellent price to luxury ratio, as said before, and the unique combination of engineering of Germany and American V8 power. And successor and predecessor wise, it was actually very straightforward, as the predecessor was the 1964 to 1968 Diplomat A with a shared body of the Captain A and Admiral A, which also was the first to offer the V8, and the successor was the 1978 to also later 1986, but also 1986 to 1993 for its second generation Opel Senator, which completely replaced the KAD line entirely and became Opel's new flagship at that point. Thank you for watching this video. In order to be able to upload more videos in the future, please consider becoming a member of my channel or sending a super thanks on this video. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Also, don't forget to check out this playlist with many interesting videos covering various parts of the automotive industry, and I will see you in the next video.